And welcome back to 0% Interest, where we're taking the mood of the room up and bringing the temperature down, one NA beer and NA drink at a time. Today, we are, as you can see, Athletic Run the Wild IPA. And it's one of the beers in the NA world that when you put it up to your mouth before you taste it, before you sip it, it's a 10. I know it's not like I haven't had this before. Most of the drinks we'll be trying them for the first time together. But yeah, Run Wild IPA is essentially the king of NA beers. Cheers. Fantastic beer. And when I say it's the king of the NA beers, I'm like, oh, Mike, have you tried this? Oh, Mike, have you tried that? Yeah, probably I've tried this and probably tried that, and I will try this and I will try that. But Athletic is the top of the top. They're the tip of the top, Girl Scout. It's undisputed. You see it on tap now. I see it all over. I was in Southern California a few months ago, all over the place, all over here in Arizona, everywhere. They're just big. They're the top of the mountain when it comes to the NA beer world. They really are. And they are, I would say, even bigger and better than my second favorite NA beer at this point, which is Sierra Nevada Trail Pass. So they've taken a 50-year brewery, one of the biggest breweries, family owned and operated. I don't know, family owned and argued over, I think is what they say, for 50 years. And in the NA space, they've just blown them out of the water. When I was drinking beer, alcohol beer, I would always reach for one of two. And it would be the Dragoon IPA out of Tucson, Arizona, or the Tower Station from Mother Road in Flagstaff. And those were my top two. If I go to the store, it's Athletic IPA or the Trail Pass, period. But these guys, Athletic, I got to tell you this. You go to their website, and they've got a great membership program. They got cool merch, and they've got beers that you're thinking, I didn't even. If you look down some of our older reviews, yeah, Dill beer. It was called Dill Dreams. So they have this experimental stuff, and if people like it, cool, they'll go with it. If not, we tried. All NAs. Fantastic. So Athletic, cheers. Great job. You're doing a great job. Keep doing a great job. You are you are it. And keep going. And keep going and keep going and keep going. Here's something that you might not know. I am a baseball junkie. I love baseball. I watch baseball almost every day when it's baseball season. I'm a big Dodgers fan. I'm unapologetic in that. I grew up at Chavez Ravine. I go to every Dodger game I can. I watch every Dodger game I can for the 50 years of my life. So, yeah, a big baseball fan, not apologizing. They're ruining baseball. Let me tell you this about the Dodgers. They do have a high payroll, as does the Phillies, as do the Mets, as do the Padres, as do the Blue Jays, but nobody's caring because they're not winning. They're not ruining baseball because they're not paying a lot in winning. They're paying a lot in losing. So when the Dodgers pay a lot and win, yeah. And by the way, I believe it was the commissioner. No, it was the GM of the Dodgers said the impact of our payroll, especially for Shohei Ohtani, the impact of our paying Shohei Ohtani this amount of money has made all of the other teams money, both in ticket sales and in advertising behind home plate. If they cannot, and you see all these, if you see the Dodgers playing on the road, there's Japanese ads behind home plate. Why? Because those companies couldn't get into Dodger Stadium, so they're checking out the road games. That revenue goes to that team. Anyway, I'll get off my Dodgers soapbox. I wanted to tell you a fun story. I want to go all the way back to 1888 with this one. William Billy Dummy Hoy. I'm not kidding. His nickname was Dummy, and he stuck with it. Here's why this story is important. There's a couple of reasons why this story is important. In 1888, he was the very first deaf professional baseball player. And back in those days, they called they called deaf people dummies, and it was just a thing. It didn't have the same negative impact or negative vibe that the word dummy does today. Back in the day, he's like, yeah, call me Dummy Hoy. That's fine. So, and this guy wasn't just a junky player. I mean, he just like, oh, he's the first, and everybody's got a first. It's the first this, it's historic this, it's the first this, is the okay, fine. He was the first deaf professional baseball player. Fantastic. Good job, bud. But that's not the exciting part. The exciting part is the dude was a powerhouse. The dude played for like 14 seasons. I forget how many. I'm going to try to see if I can find this. How many stolen bases he had? He stole nearly 600 bases. Played 14 seasons with 600 steals. This guy was a machine, an absolute machine. So the guy had a great batting average. The guy holds the record for most throwouts from the outfield at home plate in one game. 3. Didn't do it once, didn't do it twice, did thrice. That's right. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. But what kind of story is that, Mike? That's not really cool. Well, here's how he changed the entire game of baseball. Not just, oh, we're all inclusive. If you're deaf, that's okay. You can play baseball. No. You see, Dummy Hoy couldn't hear the umpire calling balls and strikes. It's frustrating because he essentially had to, after every pitch, look back to see what it was. And he didn't get to see. So what he did was he asked a third base coach who used to be an umpire, hold up your right hand if it's a ball, hold up your left hand if it's a strike. Okay? And if a runner's stealing or something and he's safe, I want you to hold your arms out like this. Because of Dummy Hoy, William Hoy, if you guys are going to get offended by it, because of Dummy Hoy, we have the strike, ball. So then we have the safe and we have the out. All because of Dummy Hoy. Here's the deal, though. It didn't just help him. It helped if you were out there buying a ticket to the game and you're out in the outfield, you couldn't hear anything. You couldn't hear the umpire calling balls and strikes. But now, everyone in the outfield, check it out, same with the outfielders. They sometimes couldn't hear the noise of the crowd, things going on, airplanes flying, or whatever it was. They couldn't hear the umpire. Now, they could see the umpire call a strike. They could see the umpire out. Or the cool, like, when they ring them up like that. I love that kind of stuff. Yes, even if it was against the Dodgers, I go, give me that kind of stuff. Oh. And by the way, I don't know. I haven't been here to the D-back Stadium this season yet. But I did, I did catch a Dodger game out at Chavez. And they had the athletic Run Wild IPA tall boys. Yeah. That was pretty damn cool. Because although I don't drink at the stadiums, I get to drink at the stadiums. I'm used to having a beer at a baseball game. I used to have a beer at a baseball game. It's fantastic. So good on you, Dummy Hoy. Appreciate your contribution to baseball. Not a lot of people know, like, where did this come from? And where did this come from? And where did this come from? It came from a man, William Dummy Hoy. William Edward Hoy, if you want to get all excited. But he liked the moniker Dummy. Here's something else, a little side note that you might not know about baseball. Well, we changed the Cleveland Indians. Couldn't have the Cleveland Indians anymore. Couldn't have it. Now the Cleveland Guardians. It's terrible. It's dumb. They'll always be the Cleveland Indians to me. But somebody somewhere thought that if you say Indians, that's going to offend Native Americans. Native Americans don't care. I know several Native Americans. They do not care. Okay? They even had Chief Wahoo as their logo. They didn't care. Somebody got offended and they had to change their name. Here's the story behind that, though. I know we're going with bonus time here, but hang tight. Stay with me. The original name of the Cleveland Indians were the Cleveland Spiders. They were the Cleveland Spiders just doing their thing. Speaking of firsts in baseball, how about this? They were the first to contract a professional Native American baseball player. They were also the second team to contract a professional Native American baseball player. They were also the third to contract a Native American professional baseball player. The three Native Americans in the dugout one day said we should start calling ourselves the Indians, the Cleveland Indians. That's where we get the Cleveland Indians, or we got the Cleveland Indians. It was actually a name that was made by Native Americans that were playing on the team. Know your history before you start demanding people change names and whatnot. So thanks for hanging out. This is 0% Interest. Hope you learned something today. And athletic. Run Wild IPA. Absolutely fantastic. Tall boys at your local stadium. Check them out. Cheers, everybody.